baribanje ubwo kujyana na so.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Who are you? I am your host, Dr. Leah, and our guest will be coming anytime soon. She is in school, so we will give her some time. She's finishing up her classes, and then she will jump on in. She's a very, very mature, very well straight A student. I am so amazed at what we will be listening and hearing from her when she jumps in. But before that, I just thought I would talk a little bit about self-love, tips for self-love. Why? Because this is the weekend where everybody is talking about Valentine's weekend, but then we don't want to make you feel like you're alone. So I would say 2 to 3 tips that you can use at least for the few days and see how it works for you. For example, tip number 1, ace your mornings is the most important part of the day when you wake up. I have learned to kind of have a routine where I wake up and I do a little bit of a gratitude and a little bit of sport. I will not say I'm a sporty person, but I do a little bit of each just to keep myself awake. Tip number 2, be happy every day. There are a lot of things that make us unhappy, but it is important for us to ensure that we are happy and we are keeping ourselves happy, because one thing you should know, nobody will make you happy. You have to begin to make yourself happy so that they can find you happy, so that they can get that atmosphere in you and from you as you transport it. So tip number 3, for me, who would be commit to your full intentions. Make sure you commit to lifelong pursuits and ultimate enjoyments, whether it is love, bliss, and self-realization, any of those. Read books that will help you, support you to come to that place, because it is important to be in that place. And so, without further ado, our guest has just come in. I think I can see her from the back office. So I will just bring her up. Hello. Hi, Broklyn. You're on mute.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? How is everything?
I'm well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking that opportunity to be on my show this evening, Europe time, and your late afternoon. And I know you just come in from your classes. And first and foremost, I just want to say I'm so amazed to have a straight A student on my studio show today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it is awesome to just see the things that you're doing. So without further ado, tell us, who are you, Broklyn? Why Broklyn? Why Broklyn is doing the things she does? And how did Broklyn come to that path?
So my name is Broklyn B, and I have a podcast, and I do lots of sports, and I'm really involved with school and then maintaining my 4.0 GPA, and just really doing a lot of projects right now, lots of social media marketing and all of that type of stuff. And I feel like I came to this point more recently, but I've always been very driven, and I've always had many goals and lots of things going on at once.
That is awesome. And when I was just reading your bio, and I was really amazed to see such a young girl at your age, you maintaining your straight A's. You are a writer, you are training as a lifeguard, you are having your own podcast. Talk to us, how did you come to writing, first and foremost?
How did I come to what? I'm sorry.
Writing. You're writing for the local newspaper in your area, right?
Yes. So how I came across writing and things like that, I've always been a writer, a poet in school. So, this job opportunity came up to me, and it was presented to me to write for a newspaper. And obviously I took it because it's a great opportunity, and most, younger people don't get the opportunity to write in a real legitimate newspaper. So I took that opportunity and I ran with it.
Wow, awesome. So talk to us, what do you write for the article? Do you write on editor stories, or what exactly do you write for the newspaper?
I would mostly write business articles. So I would
Uh,
interview people about their businesses and then write a 500-word article and submit that at the end of the week.
wow, awesome. Talk to us about the most favorite article you wrote on what business interest do you have?
I would say the most interesting article I wrote was about a construction company that was woman owned, and they were all about empowering women and getting women into construction and engineering and things about, around that nature. And I thought it was really interesting, their message and their purpose for their business.
Wow, wow, awesome. And you also training as a lifeguard. So, when I look as a writer, then you are training as a lifeguard. Training as a lifeguard, is it something that you want to pursue, or is it something that you're doing as a hobby? Talk to us about it.
So the reason I'm training as a lifeguard is because when I was younger, I did swim team and I've always been a really good swimmer and very comfortable in water. So they were hiring and I decided to train to be a lifeguard. It's not a long-term thing, mostly for the summer since my strong suit is swimming and I love being outside. So I think it would be a great job opportunity for me to have and to get to meet people in the community and keep them safe.
Wow, wow, that is awesome. And are you planning to kind of, as a lifeguard, you also want to be training other young kids to become lifeguards, maybe once you're certified as a lifeguard, or you want to become a trainer? What is it about it that, makes you feel more encouraged to pursue that as well?
I would say I mostly wanted to pursue it to kind of just be out there with the community and be a smiling face, a smiling lifeguard. Like I just wanted to be that lifeguard that people felt like they could go to and kids could ask me any questions about swimming or the pool. And I just really want to be that person because I know there's a lot of dangerous things that happen in water and it can happen so fast. So I just really want to keep everyone informed.
That is very good. So, talk to us about your podcast. You have a podcast that you started, and the podcast is called Sit Back and Chat. Talk to us a little bit about it. How did you start? First and foremost, and I know that people in your age, a lot of them have a lot of interest with social media and with a lot of things that are coming up. But podcast is not one of those things that they will be thinking about. How did you come about podcasting?
I've always been someone who listens to podcasts and I've always been interested in listening to them. So I just decided to make one. At first I wanted to start a YouTube channel, but that has a lot more editing work because, there's video and stuff involved. So I decided, an easier way to get my message and my knowledge across was to make a podcast and I already listened to them. So it was kind of like second nature.
Okay. And what kind of topics do you handle, and what kind of audience are you attracting with your podcast?
I mostly talk about wellness and self-growth and just life lessons that I've learned throughout my young lived life. And honestly, my audience is mostly adults. Like a lot of adults are impressed by my message and they feel like they can learn a lot from it too.
Wow. Awesome. So we have a couple of people who are watching with us live. We have Rose Kobe. She is watching all the way from Frankfurt, Germany. We have Richard Schneider is also watching all the way from Germany, a very, very beautiful wine countryside in Germany. Then we also have Aya Tatiana. She's watching all the way from Ethiopia, and they're also impressed with you, impressed with a lot of things that you're doing. So we are just going to make a short break, and when we come back, we are going to get more about who Broklyn is really, and the more things that she does and why she does, and how her peers and her family and her community are seeing all those things that she's doing, what they're talking about. So we will come back just in a short while. Hello, welcome again to my show. Who are you? I am your host, Dr. Leah, and our guest today is Broklyn Boykins, and Broklyn is straight from Chicago. She's a high schooler. Broklyn, tell us, what grade are you in?
I am in 11th grade, so a junior in high school.
Oh wow, awesome, awesome. So it's awesome because I have a 15-year-old daughter, and when she was making your flyer, actually she's the one who does my flyers, and it's just awesome to see and to be able to motivate and encourage young people to do the things that they love, and especially to just make proper use of the platforms, social media, etc., people that are out there. And I was telling her that you are a student and actually you're just a year older than her, and she was like, wow. And I was telling her, you have to sit and listen to Broklyn, because if you don't listen to Broklyn and you don't take notes, you will not like what is going to happen. Kidding. But I just wanted you to know that you are really appreciated, considering your age, considering you're still in school, and the things that you're juggling all through in your age is amazing. Is amazing because it is the time where we see a lot of things happening and nobody knows, and you're already putting yourself out there. You're already finding your feet out there. You're already exposing yourself to see things that you can be able to do, and learning businesses that probably you might be building unawares, because you're already getting those grits and needs of it. So talk to us, how does your school peers, your classmates, maybe your teachers see you, knowing that you're doing all these things, and especially being a writer, because, you've just started with writing for the local newspaper. Who knows, probably very soon we'll be seeing a book that you're probably planning to write, and I'm very sure probably there is a book that you're planning to write. You will talk to us about it. And, just them seeing you doing all this and still you're maintaining your A's in school. How do they feel? What do they say about you?
I would say my peers and like my teachers and stuff, they're honestly not surprised. Like I've always been like this. I've always been very goal driven and motivated. So it's not anything new for them. It's just like, oh, she's doing something new. Like we're not surprised.
She's the superwoman, and they are out there, she's doing. And your parents, how do they feel?
My parents are very supportive and very proud of me. It's kind of just the norm. Like I always get my feet wet in a bunch of places and I'm always, on the go. So they kind of just, they're along for the ride.
And have you thought about writing a book, or writing a guide, or just anything that would be empowering the peers in your community, or people in your age?
I've never really thought about writing a book until you just brought it up, but that might be something in the future that may happen once I gain more, traction and following, so that people would actually be interested in reading it.
Wow, wow, awesome, awesome. So tell us, what is it that what are your plans, like what are your ambitions? What is it that you want to do predominantly when you are out of school? What is it that you want to do?
After high school, I plan on going to college, hopefully doing something in STEM. So in science, I hope to be in chemistry, whether that's dentistry or chemistry or pharmacy, anything around that realm. I'm very interested in. But if I don't go into that realm, something along the line of interior design, real estate, marketing, anything like that. I kind of like a lot of things, so a pinpoint career is kind of hard for me to decide on.
Wow, awesome, awesome. I'm so amazed, just the fact that you said you wanna go go into STEM, which is very, very, very beautiful. And there are lots of people out there, lots of women out there who are really supporting young girls like you to be in STEM. And, and I'm very sure some of them will be watching this, some of them are already watching this, and they would definitely be wanting to support you to grow into that direction. And like you said, you have very, very powerful roots that you're putting out there for yourself, because STEM or architectural, and those are things that are very, very powerful. And just seeing you thinking in those directions is a very, very huge impact. And somebody just commented that you're amazing, and just smiling to see you talking like this, to see you looking and aspiring into big things, and real estate is also something that is becoming very strong in the market. I know a couple of people who've been doing real estate, and probably I will send you a link tomorrow. There will be like a webinar about real estate, and people who are now going into financing small projects for people who want to invest in real estate. They are going into cryptocurrency with real estate. So it's awesome to see that you're really educating yourself into a lot of stuff out there, and you're very carefully and keenly looking into those directions. So give people who are in your age, given an opportunity for you to give them an advice, what would you tell them?
I would tell people that are in my age group to focus on yourself and to be yourself. I know that sounds very cliche and everyone's heard it before, but it's so true. Just to be authentic and to be yourself unapologetically all of the time. Because if you're putting on that facade and trying to fit in and all that type of stuff, you're never going to find who you truly are.
That is so beautiful, so well said. Begin to learn who you are, realizing who you are. And that is so awesome that you say that, because that is when they begin to learn what exactly their purpose is. And then they don't live on other people's purposes, but their own purpose. That is so beautiful. So if you were to give 5 simple skills that they would be looking like. For example, how do you plan your day? How do you manage to juggle all these things and still have time to do your hobbies? What would you tell them?
I would say the most important thing is scheduling yourself. So to get a calendar, whether that's on the internet or, physical paper, you need to have a calendar and you need to write stuff down, or else you're going to forget and everything's going to be all jumbled. Second thing, just being organized in general. I mean, if you're all over the place and kind of messy, then it's going to be hard to get what you need to get done. And also setting a schedule for yourself in terms of time, because you can know all the things that you need to do, but if you have no time limit, then obviously we're all procrastinators and you're going to wait until the very last second to do it. And that's when you start feeling overwhelmed. So space out your time, schedule everything, and try to get everything done in the beginning of the day. I know it's hard sometimes and you really want to do other things, but just getting it done and then not thinking about it anymore is so satisfying.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Broklyn, for just showing up, and thank you so much for your just beautiful soul, your beautiful self. It's been amazing to have you on my show, and everybody is just amazed about you, and whatever you're saying, they're agreeing with it. They've said, Rosie saying, brilliant, go girl, you are on the right path. Hayat saying she is amazing. I'm just smiling. So you are really honored, because it's not everywhere we see people in your age doing great things, doing amazing things, thinking about wellness. For me, at my age right now, wellness is something that I've been hearing, not so long. And, when I see people talking about wellness, and, you at your age talking that is the kind of things that you're doing. You're talking about how to schedule your time, how to organize yourself. And then what I really like is when you said, don't be a messy, because if you cannot organize the space you are, you will not be able to organize your mind. And it all begins with your space that enables you to have a clear mind and enables you to have a clear structure of what you want, clear structure of understanding who you are, a clear structure of knowing to be intentional with your activities. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I'm so glad that you came out of your class and you jumped into this show, and I'm very sure you're going to be jumping into something else. And I really, really want to wish you all the best in everything that you're doing. And really, really, whenever you need any support or connection to know and to understand more about STEM or whatever things that you're doing out there, you can always get back in touch with us. There's lots of very, very good connection and collaborators, powerful women who are really supporting young girls like you, and they would really love to also have you and support you as well. And I'm so happy because I know that in a matter of 5 years, 10 years to come, we will be seeing you and we'll be saying, yes, that is the Broklyn that was on my show. Who are you talking like a 30-year-old only with 16 years old age in her basket. So thank you so much. And to all our viewers who have been watching with us and those who will be watching replay, we just want to say thank you so much. Encourage all these young people. Encourage them. You've heard it from Broklyn, what she's doing, how she's encouraging and motivating, impacting her community. She's such a young girl. So we ought to be looking and stepping into our territory, stepping into our purposes so that we can be able to support all these children and make them see that we are also leading, we are also doing the right thing. So thank you so much. And until tomorrow, 7 p.m. CET time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, we will be having our special guest, Lori Gentles. So make sure to tune in because she will be talking to us about her book, or Slap. She will be talking to us about her career and the things that she's been doing out there. So please join us tomorrow. Don't forget 7 p.m. CET time. That is the European Standard Time, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that you don't miss anything of these shows that we are presenting to you, and powerful women to come and empower you. So thank you so much. And until tomorrow, it is me, your host, Dr. Leah, and our guest today, Broklyn. We say goodbye and have a lovely evening and a lovely rest of the day. Bye.